Hi everyone, welcome to the Tarot Circle. I'm Ali and it's the 19th and 20th of November today, depending on which part of the world you are living in. Pluto's entered Aquarius. Drum roll, drum roll. So we're all hoping for a brave, new, amazing world. But before we start talking about that, please like, share, and subscribe to our little channel. If you like what we do, we are four tarot readers who talk about fun things and lots of little chit chat as well. And let me introduce my co-host before I go any further. So, as Pluto's entering Aquarius, and it's going to be in for 20 years, how do you think the world is going to be in 20 years' time? What do you think is going to happen? Or what would you like it to be like? What do you manifest it to be like? What do you think? I'm going to start with you,
Well,
Bob. You're nodding at me.
that's something to pull on eventually to see what
Hmm.
we have, what we're looking at, and then
Hmm.
if we don't like what we're looking at, we can change it somehow.
Hmm. But how would you personally like it to be? How would you
Oh,
manifest the
you
next
know
20
what?
years?
I know it sounds like a pipe dream, but I would really like peace on earth.
Hmm.
And even if there's differences that we can agree to disagree, we can discuss like human beings or like
Hmm.
adults, let's say.
Hmm.
I would really like that. And I would
Hmm.
like for the health technologies to come out so we can
Hmm.
start doing those on our own. I'd
Hmm.
like to go back to where we were before as far as using herbs and that type of thing and mystical things. People don't look at you funny if you say you're a tarot card reader. So I would like to go back to that type of world right there.
Hmm. Lynn,
Freedom.
how would you like the next 20 years to pan out? Anything
Ditto,
different?
like Barbara says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else personally that you'd like in the next 20 years?
No, nothing. I'm just ready for the movie to be over with and everybody to know the truth, and those who are supposed to go on coming on with us so we can get our lives back.
You probably still like to have the dogs with
Yeah.
you though. The dogs, right?
The
Oh,
puppers.
it'd be nice if these guys could all live another 20 years. That would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Someday they'll live
Yeah,
long again.
exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
Kaila, how would you like the next 20 years to pan out?
Yeah, I agree with all of you, and basically positive change, for everyone to realize their own personal power, more alignment into godliness, just positivity. And let's see that hint of the golden age or age of Aquarius bringing about, a whole new, better world. That's really what I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
And
I
well
have
said.
kids, so I want a way better world than the one that we have right now.
yeah,
I'm not happy with this one. Let's change it.
yeah. And
Hey.
just
What about you, Allie?
well, just as I was saying before we hit record, Capricorn's all slow and sludgy, and Aquarius is all quick, quick, quick. So I imagine things are going to move quicker, and I think that's probably going to be reflected in our own lives as well. Um, and what Pam was saying when I was listening to her this morning, I think it's important for us all to think, are we on the right path? Where do we want to be personally for the next 20 years? What do we want to do? Because I really feel that this new world that we're building has to come from us, because it is going to be a bottom up approach rather than a top down, which is very Capricorn energy. So everyone, I think, needs to think, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Does it resonate? Does this resonate with how I want the world to look in 20 years? So yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. Just as you will say, I want something different. I want it to be more collaborative. I want I want tech to be there, but not taking over our lives. And so to be there for the good. And I just want us to be all healthy, because health should be a minimum requirement, and not for those that can afford it, or
Yeah,
for those
yeah,
that are in the know, you know.
yeah.
Um,
There's a lot
so
of things that we could, hope for and I think we're just scratching the surface to tell you the truth about stuff that we could hope for in the next 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hey,
but
real quickly,
yeah.
Allie, let's let everybody know that we're talking about Pam Gregory, astrologer, in case they want to look her up.
Yeah.
Because somebody might want to watch that video. It was really good.
I'll pop the link. She's
Link
just
it.
done. I mean, she's lovely. I would love to have
She
about
is.
4 cups of tea with her, not just 1 cup of tea. Pam, if you're watching, hello. Yeah, she's just popped a video about the next 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius, and she also references another video in there that she talked about Pluto before, so you guys can have a little dig around with her. But she's very, very good, and she not only does she talk about astrology, but she talks about just lovely stuff. Like the other day, she was talking about frequency, which I thought was really interesting. And of course, frequency is very much Aquarian, because Aquarius is the zigzaggy lines, which is electricity and frequency. And I think we'll all have a greater understanding in the next 20 years that we are frequency. And in fact, I was doing a talk yesterday about health and, you know, just basics of wellness, and trying to get people to understand that the frequency of your emotions and the frequency that you tune into is super important every day. So, and she talks about that all the time, which I absolutely love. So she's not just about astrology. So yeah, let's watch this space and see what happens over the next 20 years. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it's going to be an easy time for us all, but I think that's what we planned to be here for, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a lot of work. It's not going to be a walk in the park. We have to roll our sleeves up. And just like Janine says, we can't sit on our laurels, you know.
Yeah.
I always wonder when she says it, I always wonder, what is she talking about, laurels? When she says laurel, I'm automatic, because I lived in England for a couple of years. I think I told you. They call those 18-wheelers laurels, right?
Lorries.
Oh, lorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh my gosh, she's sitting on a truck.
Yeah.
Let's not sit on our trucks now.
She's referencing a tree, like a laurel tree. So I'm not sure how that relates to the saying of "don't rest on your laurels." Maybe maybe they used to use it for bedding. I don't know. Maybe it's very soft.
Maybe she's saying don't lean up against that tree. You know, just got to do something.
You got to be proactive. Yeah. Don't just sit back and. It might have a reference to maybe the tree grows slowly, so don't just wait for it to grow. Get out there.
Hey, you know what? We'll ask her what she means.
I think
we'll ask her what she means when we have her on the show, right?
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah. Right. So let's start off by clearing some energy just before we get into our tarot cards. Kaila, what have you got for us today, my love?
Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. So for today's meditation, we want to take just a few moments to ground ourselves in the highest love frequency of godly energy. Yes, it is totally within your personal power to make that direct connection to Source with your pure intentions. As we connect, we ask for that connection to Source and to ourselves to grow stronger and stronger as we see the light within and around us grow. We are now grounded in the light, healed and transformed. And as we do so, our individual unique paths are illuminating. We ask this godly, loving energy of the highest frequency to remain. Only energy of that light and connected to Source for our highest good only must remain now. Everything else must leave. Over to you, Lynn.
you, ladies.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Kyla. Sorry, if my dogs are barking, we've got monkeys outside.
Oh, wow.
I think
wow.
they're trying to steal. Well, we
Yeah.
had one that was trying to steal the papayas yesterday. So, yeah.
You got a
So
monkey. You got a monkey on your back.
exactly. I think that's
Get
a
that
George
monkey.
It's a George Michael
Michael.
song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Maybe they
monkey. The
they want to be
monkey.
part of the show.
Monkey.
Oh,
The
shush
monkey. Oh, George
butts.
Michael.
Shush. Right. So first question is, we're going to talk about the world population. So our first question is, what is the world's population? Is it 8 billion, 9 billion that we're told? Hang on, let's Google this shit. World population.
Let's look it up. Look it up. How many?
8.025 billion in 2023.
Oh.
8.2. Sorry, 8.2 now. 8.2 billion people apparently. So our first question is, what actually is the world's population? Is it 8.2 billion people? Is it less than that? Is it more than that? Because I've got a distinct feeling that they might not be telling us the whole truth, scarily enough.
So what we can pull on is that number that you gave us, 8.2
billion.
in percentage wise. Is it 50% of that number? Is it 60% of that number? 70? Let's see if we get a 5, 6, or 7 or something like that, or 8. Let's see if we get in the cards. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so we're looking for a major arcana or an ace in like that first row, aren't we? For a yes.
Well, it depends on how we want to ask the question. We want to ask a yes or no question, or we want to ask a percentage wise of that number that they're saying that they're giving us. Which way do you want to ask that?
Should we ask a straightforward yes, no to begin with, and then if it's a no, then we can play with it, and it might give us a bit more information as well, maybe. What do you think?
Long as it doesn't give us inflammation.
No, we don't want information.
I like information more than that. Okay, so we're going to check and see if that's a yes. We get a yes or no for that number.
Yeah.
You definitely have monkeys, that's for sure.
We've got monkeys. That
And a
is for
monkey.
sure.
Okay, let's see. We asked for yes or no. All right.
And the reason I wanted to know about this question is that I was looking at population dropping because of birth rates are dropping and death rates are increasing. Mainly, we think because of the so yeah, so to get a baseline, we need to know what on earth the actual, because there seems to be a lot of empty space in the world as well, right? I mean, if you look at just the US and Canada, for an example, you know,
For sure.
these are big countries and there's lots and lots of, you know, space.
Empty land, yeah.
Here in the States, a lot of that is government owned and declared, you know, federal reserves and stuff like that, which is probably a whole other show in itself.
Yeah, I saw a map of China the other day, and what I thought was really interesting is over half of it on the west side, hardly anybody lives there. Everybody lives in the eastern part. It's very interesting.
Plus, we have the outer circle of the flat Earth, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's going on there?
Okay, so how did you phrase the question, Ally? You will look for yes or no, right?
Is the world's population 8.2 billion?
Okay, so right off the bat, we get 2 pages. I mean, I see the devil looking at us, but
yeah,
right off the bat, I get 2 pages. So we have to bring that number way down.
Yeah.
So, and the devil, you know, is there in the middle. So it looks like from that bottom row, something has changed and it has brought it down. Yes, from that bottom row. And you can look at that 3 of swords in the middle of 10 of swords. It looks a little weary. You know, things have changed. That 3 of pentacles in the past would even give me I almost feel like that's a percentage really like a 30% of that number that you got, but I'm not really sure. You all tell me what you all think. And then I see the clarifiers, the 2 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. Maybe they're working on a way to build up or stop the process, build up the number again, or kind of stop the process. And the bottom card on the bottom means that yes, they're basically trying to work on that. But as far as what I see, there's 2 pages, so bring that number way down.
Because often when you have a page of cups, it's like a soft yes. Would you say it's a soft yes in this instance, or how would you read that?
I wouldn't really see this as a soft yes in it, because it's the way it's aspected with the 10 of Swords and the 3. And we asked about the population, and right before I pulled the cards, you were saying how the numbers have gone down and up. You know, the population has gone down. And unfortunately, the people that live in the Earth plane have gone up. So, I mean, that's really sorrowful and really hard of all of us, of course, because we're living on this world. So, you know, I'm not getting a soft yes for that number. I'm getting like that number that you read off with those 2 pages. I'm getting like, bring it way down, because that Wheel of Fortune, that devil has actually definitely changed something. So.
Yeah.
How would y'all read the 3 of Pentacles in the past? That past card right there.
I would say that the number has been planned. You know, it's a plan.
I was about to say the same thing,
really?
yeah.
a planned thing. But it could also, because 3 of Pentacles is also like, is building on firm foundations, isn't it?
The pandemic, you mean?
I wasn't thinking about that. I was sort of thinking that, you know, there's a good base foundation of the population, if you see what I mean. But I don't know whether it's more like I don't know whether three of Pentacles means that it, you know, there's a good solid foundation of population, so the population isn't going to dangerously low levels, or whether it's the number that they thought about has been planned, if you see what I mean. Lynn, what's your thoughts on the 3 of Pentacles in the back?
Well, I'm kind of getting that it could be that it was actually decreased by 30% with the way the 3 of Swords is there. That kind of reminds me of the vitamin shot with the devil and everything underneath. So it may have started up. And the other thing I'm curious about is, are the NPCs real? Maybe that was 30% of the population. So maybe that's why we're missing 30%, if it's 30% decrease, you know.
It could also be read as, in the past, the population had a firm foundation. We had a lot of people here. And then something happened. Would you all like me to pull a couple of clarifiers on the NPC that you talked about, Lynn?
Yeah.
How would you like?
Yeah.
I would just say, are the NPCs the reason for the are the NPCs one of the reasons for the population decrease? Maybe. Okay,
I got the Justice card. That's a major arcana. And look at this, I got the People card. So it looks like there's something to that, what you said.
Can you pull one card about, so can we clarify that the population is really dropping?
Do you want me to pull another couple of clarifiers?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got a 7 of Pentacles and I got a Queen of Swords. So it's almost like
Yeah.
It's almost like, yes, and it was kind of like you said, a plan, kind of like, because that man, he's eagerly waiting for something to happen. And then the Queen of Swords is like, yes, there's truth to that. And so it's
my next question going on from this, and we probably need to pull a whole new do a whole new pull on this, is if the population is dropping, how will it affect us going forward? Is this going to be a problem for us, or is it going to be better for us? Because if you think about that, let's say what we just said, like a third of the population is gone, you know, how does that affect certain jobs? You know, there will be certain gaps of jobs that need to be done in society that aren't being done. Will that then mean that they have to be stepped in with robots doing all that stuff? Just like I said before, robots doing the toilet cleaning, for example, doing the jobs that we don't want to do, to give the opportunity for us to do more creative, interesting jobs.
Well, that might be where AI comes in. I mean, I'm
Mm.
not like an AI fiend or anything like that, but I
No.
did a job the other night, and one of the fellas was talking about, you know, the population is dropping and this and that's going on, and now it's time for us to use the AI, because there's going to be a lot of jobs that people aren't going to be around to do all that stuff, and AI is the way. So that's what he was saying the other night.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we absolutely have to use it for good. You know, it can be used for good or bad. It's like a knife, isn't it? Yeah. Should we do a whole nother pull on that, or 3-card pull, or what do you guys think?
Whatever you want.
Do a full poll, Ally.
Um,
A full
so
one.
so
Because then maybe we'll get more information about it too.
So
you know?
how will the drop in population affect us
Affect
going
humanity.
forward?
Yeah.
Affect humanity. Right.
In the meantime, while Ali polls on that, I just want to say, for some reason, with the previous poll that we did, with that 3 of Pentacles, for some reason in this card, I'm seeing, which is different. It's not normal. You see 3 people normally like making an agreement, but I'm seeing like there are 2 or more people in the background, and this is sometimes intuitively how cards show themselves to you as a reader. And what I get from that is there were agreements and stuff done in the background that were shady. So whatever they told us about the population, the number, that 8 billion or whatever it was never actually the truth. That's what I'm getting with that 3 of Swords just below. So that information was never accurate to begin with. That's what I'm getting. I totally agree with what Bob was getting with that Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles below. The number was lower than that. And something actually flipped recently, quite possibly, as you guys said, the vitamin shots and all the other things they've been doing to the population to bring that down even more. And as Lynn said, probably by even 30% lower. So I don't think we ever had the truth about the population on the whole. So,
Wow. Well said, Kaila. Well said. Ooh.
Well, have a look. I've got the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck again. That's interesting, isn't it?
So I'm sorry, what was it? How do we put this question? I'm sorry.
How will the drop in population affect us going forward? With that 7 of Wands in the middle, it's a very unique situation, this, isn't it? And with the 6 of Cups there, I mean, obviously there's a child and a children aspect here, because we're going to need to generate more and more children, aren't we? Because we have a little bit of a problem. So the problem is that the birth rate is dropping, and the people that are able to have children is going to be dropping as well. So I think that card there relates to the children. We had the Page of Pentacles in the last spread, right? It was on the bottom row as a clarifier, wasn't it? We've also got the Death and the Lovers card at the bottom. it's going to be a long, slow bringing us back to a normal population. Mm.
Well, you do have two major arcana there.
Yeah, I'm just, it's what I'm trying
It
to think
doesn't-
about. Yeah,
It doesn't look like it's really affecting us though, any with this. It's, you know what I mean? I'm not seeing
Yes,
where it's going to be devastating to us.
yeah, it's like we're adapting to it with that lovers and the death card. It's like,
Yeah.
this is exactly what I'm trying to work out with this spread. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? And I'm kind of not getting either. I'm not
I think it's
sure what
probably
it
going to
is.
depend on the individual, maybe, you
I
know?
think so. That's what I'm getting with the Lovers card. It depends on your
Yeah.
soul contract, your life journey.
Yeah, it's that choice thing. Where are you? You in 5D? You in 3D? You somewhere in between? I think with the Four of Pentacles here, there's things that are not being revealed at the moment here as well.
What I'm even getting with the Lovers card is like a timeline split. Like it seems as if it decreases, but really some go off in one direction and the others go off in the next direction. It's almost like a parallel reality based on your choices. What frequency are you going to stay on?
And also the way you asked that question, how is it going to affect us? The first card is us. So the first card is Six of Cups, and it's like a kindness giving card. They look pretty happy in that card, actually. They look fine. So it's surprisingly we're gonna probably adapt to it, because the King of Cups, it kind of like maybe it's psychologically, well, it'll probably get to us a little bit, but looks like we're gonna adapt to it. The Death card and the Lovers and the Four of Pentacles. It just seems like you're gonna just adapt to it. It seems like.
And that Death card brings me back to the age of Aquarius and transformation happening. So where things are transforming to, it's supposed to be going towards the positive, to, a better timeline, because I'm looking at that Death card as something good based on the cards around it, so it's transformation happening.
And with that Six of Cups, I really feel like we really need to nurture our children, and maybe if we nurture our children well, we get better people, so we don't need the quantity. And maybe that goes into the NPC kind of thing as well.
I think that also brings us into the age of Aquarius too, where if what I remember hearing Lucy say is, in the age of Aquarius, there isn't as many childbirths and stuff like that, because I think we're supposed to be doing everything that makes us happy, what sets right. So, the jobs that you were referring to, I don't know that they're going to necessarily exist anymore. I think we're going to be more local to our communities and stuff like that. So it's going to be a more heart-centered, which could be the King of Cups with the emotions and stuff like that. So.
And we're supposed to be moving to a point in time when we're able to manifest things that we need even quicker and get into that power. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as things have been going, and hopefully it does speed up with the age of Aquarius, so maybe we can bring about things that we need easier than we've been doing.
I also get the kind of understanding that, so that there's never we are, ourselves and everything, there's never a mistake made. Everything is for a particular reason. And I feel that whatever's going on in the world right now is for a particular reason. So yeah, it's not great that people are taking their and then they're dropping off the planet, but maybe the overall plan is coming coming into fruition, as it were, because it needed to happen. We needed to kind of almost get rid of the chaff. That sounds really bad, but perhaps we absolutely did. Does anybody else feel that? Is that too Aquarian and brutal and detached?
Yeah. but it's okay. So, hey, there might be some truth to that. Hey,
Yeah.
guess we'll see what that's going to be about. But yeah, it's like you said, Allie, it's a unique situation.
Yeah.
And unique situation. So
And
Yeah.
as you said before, I think it goes back to the NPCs and so on, right? I don't think we
Mhm.
realized that there were so many of them walking among us.
Yeah.
kind of spooky, isn't it?
It really is,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is. It is really weird. And I really hope with that Ace of Swords on the bottom, we just get some truths out. And I think we all want that, right? For the next few years, we just want the truth. We don't really care how deep and dirty and nasty everything is. We just need to know what the truth is, because we can't go forward without knowing that. Yeah.
And that's something I'm looking forward to for the Age of Aquarius, the bringing out that truth, you know.
Cool. All right. Let's switch gears and let's ask about, so there's a theory of the Earth has a firmament, which is basically a dome. And if this is referenced in the Bible, and if you believe in the flat Earth theory, and also I've seen pictures of it as well in different religions as well. There's one where the world's on like a turtle's back, and then it's got a dome over the top. Lynn's on it, just trying to find my picture. And so the question is, and it was referenced in what was that film with the Truman Show, that there was like we were kind of in that kind of dome effect.
I remember that, yeah.
So question is there a firmament?
Good question.
Who wants to pull? Who hasn't pulled yet? Kaila, is that you? Are you reaching?
Allie,
Yeah.
this is the one you were talking about, the old one?
Yeah.
I can pull, yeah.
There's, I think it's an old Hindu one where it looks like the world is balanced on a turtle's back. It's quite interesting.
Look, this one's in color, even better.
Oh wow. So let's say this. Okay, while she's pulling shuffling the cards, if there really is a firmament, it might come out in the cards that there's not even a firmament, and we're all imagining this. But if there is, how would that affect when they talk about sending people to the moon and outer space? And how high is the firmament? And if there is a firmament, is it high in the middle and goes down low at the bottom to the side to the left? You see where it goes down low? So
this.
a whole
because because it's a well-known space thing that there's a Van Allen belt, right, which is supposed to be like 1 billion degrees Celsius that you can't get through without burning up. So that's where the theory of us going into space and going to the moon kind of falls a bit flat. And this is a well documented thing. It's not, this is not woo-woo land here. So is the Van Allen belt, is that basically the firmament? Is that the kind of blocking kind of thing? Also, when you look at a rainbow, it's always in that kind of, why is a rainbow that kind of arch shape? Because it kind of is the shape of the firmament, isn't it?
Yeah, that would change a lot of stuff, because a lot of questions. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of questions will come out about that.
So
I mean that would raise a lot of that would open up a whole Pandora's box. So.
Yeah. The question in your head, Kaila, was,
is there truth and integrity to the theory that there's a firmament?
Okay. So we haven't got any aces or major arcana in that first row. So how would you but we do have the ace in the outcome, right? So
yeah.
Go ahead.
My first thought looking at these cards, though, was that there is a lot more to that theory than is being said. You know, so I did not get a direct yes. Yes, there is an Ace of Wands in the outcome position, but I think there's a lot more to that story. I'm not getting a direct yes. And I think it's going to come out. I think with the World card and the Six of Swords, I think a lot more information is going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going into new territory with that Three of Wands, to definitely exploring a lot that was held back from us.
Mm. Yeah, I feel the Empress at the bottom. I think there's going to be a lot more coming out around about the world than is common knowledge.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, Kaila. There's a lot more information to about it. I'm almost thinking that you know how the firmament goes, like if the earth was flat like this and the firmament is like that. I'm thinking that there could be some type of roundness to it instead of it being flat, and the firmament goes all the way around the whole ball, like the world.
With the World card, right? Yeah, that sort of came to my mind too, that World card. Definitely a lot more to it though than what's being portrayed.
Yeah, because we could actually be on a globe, but there could be, because wasn't there's a theory, I think, that the firmament was put over the world, you know, our countries that we know them, so that we couldn't escape. It's almost like being in a cage. I've heard that being talked about before.
That's scary.
Yeah, but what we could technically be on a global, like a globe kind of ball, but
It almost,
you know,
Ally,
but
reminds us of the old maps. Remember where we're in the ice wall? So maybe the firmament, Kaila, you want to see if maybe the firmament only covers the ice wall, maybe? Because that could tell us there's a whole lot more Earth too, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if she gets the world again. If she gets the world again.
Five of Swords and the Moon.
Oh my goodness.
Secrets.
Could it be that it has something to do with the moon, that sometimes it's over it, sometimes it's not? Because that the five of swords is like, it's almost like winning in an unfair way. It makes you feel uncomfortable or something like that. And then there's something hidden, and it could have to do with the moon. So depending on where the moon is, that's why the moon is so important in cycles. Or maybe you can only see it when the moon is in certain places, or it appears only when, I don't know.
Maybe there's something to what you're saying, Bob. As I look down that row from the 10 of Pentacles going to the 5 of Cups and then the Ace of Wands, it's almost as if it's not there at times, but if they want to put a shield around, whether it be Earth alone or whether it be like what the map that Lynn showed, it's possible to do like some sort of, you know, dome around, you know.
Yeah.
Because they have even I'm sure there's a technology that can probably do that stuff, like put a
Definitely 100%.
something around it.
Yeah.
And people think it's a dome, but it's really something else.
Yeah.
I mean, it really covers it, but it's not like a diamond, because some people say it's made out of diamond. It's made out of that diamond material, you know? Maybe made out of
Kind of like a
something else.
retractable arena roof, right? When you're watching a football game or something and they open up the roof.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many other questions we could ask on this, but one thing that's springing to mind, and something that I saw recently on Twitter, was someone really going after NASA, and they were talking about the International Space Station, and the fact that there's you know, there's been all those wires being shown when people are in space and anti-gravity, and also that you've got air bubbles appearing, so it literally looks like it's being filmed in a swimming pool, and in fact they do actually train in a swimming pool. And what this dude is saying, look, if the International Space Station is BS, because how can they get past that Van Allen belt / firmament where is all our money going? So should we just do an overview on NASA and see what it's all about? That could be quite an interesting poll.
That's a good question.
Lynn, do you wanna do that, my love?
I actually personally know someone that's pretty high up in NASA.
Okay.
And I had a conversation with this person, and because I was like, I do want to go to the moon, you know.
Mhm.
And they said, I don't want to say it's a he or she because they,
Yeah.
but
They,
they,
them.
yeah,
They, them.
not that this person goes by they them, but I'm gonna say, but yeah, they said, yeah, of course we went to the moon. And
I
I
don't
forgot to ask
think-
about the Van Allen
Oh,
belt.
I don't
Mm.
think the employees may even know exactly what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, they may
Yeah,
not
yeah,
know.
yeah.
How do you want me to phrase this?
Maybe just do an overview on NASA, unless we want to do a specific question on it, but just an overview. What does the universe want to tell us about NASA?
All right, we'll do that. That'll work.
Because you're right, Kaila, it could be under NDA, like a non-disclosure agreement.
I
They
went to
can't
school
talk.
with someone who works for NASA, but I don't keep in contact with her, but I don't think they would know because it would leak out, right? Somehow.
They're probably, like you say, probably under a shit ton of NDAs. But obviously, if you're an astronaut, you're going to know if you're in a swimming pool
Exactly.
or not,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not just NASA, is it? Like India apparently landed on the moon recently, and that video was just dodgy as. China is apparently sending rockets up, so they're all kind of in on it. It's not just NASA. Yeah.
Yeah, can't talk about it. And if someone asks, just maybe just say yes or just change the subject or whatever. But it was really interesting to say. But I didn't think about that in that moment to ask about the Van Allen belt. Okay, so if we really did go to the moon, how did they get through that famous nuclear heat, whatever it is, and get. And another thing, so if we did go to the moon, and I'm open. I mean, we could have gone to the moon. That's exciting. I'm open if somebody says, yeah, they show me. So when they landed on the moon, remember you saw them land on the moon? Who was on the moon before filming it?
Yeah. And also, did you see the state of that spacecraft? It looked like it was put together with foil and sticky back plastic. I mean, there's no way that would have got through the Van Allen belt, would it? I mean, it's it's like, what on earth?
It's highly unlikely. I mean, not unless it was made out of some type of steel that could, resist the heat. But really, I mean, we can see when they landed, and it's like beautiful, and they're clapping and stuff. So who was filming that when you landed?
Yeah, because I don't believe that in the 60s they had the cameras on the bottom of the the spaceship, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at the two of wands at the bottom. It grabs my attention straight away.
Now, how did you phrase this
I
question?
just asked what generally can they tell us about NASA?
Okay.
So
Okay. You got the was that 5 pentacles? Oh, these are nice cards.
Is the Princess of Cups the Knight of Cups?
yeah, yep, yeah. And it's interesting. She almost looks like she has a spaceship in her hand, doesn't she?
Is she the knight or is she like the page in this deck?
Oh, the Queen of Cups.
Oh,
This is a Star Tarot, right?
yeah, that's a star. She's a page, isn't she?
I think she's a page. I
Yeah.
believe. I'm not
She-
sure. But this deck gives so much information normally just by the illustrations. I love it.
Oh, it's a cup. I just because my view is different, but it's interesting the way those birds look like ships,
the
though.
first,
Um,
strange enough, my eyes went to the clarifiers, which are the judgment
Yeah.
card and the magician.
And the magician, like it's all a
Yeah.
show. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
what I went to too. And the hermit card, I'm like going, okay, the galactics have been kind of playing with this a little bit too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have like 9 of wands at the bottom of the deck.
Yep. It's not
I mean,
like there's anything real crazy, but I don't know that there's a whole lot of truth coming out of it.
Yeah,
But-
because you did ask a general question too.
Yeah, just in
But
general.
it seems
so-
like there is a lot of, magic and maybe trickery even.
Yeah. Yep.
my eyes fell first on the 9 of Cups. So 9 of Cups is it's kind of like a wish come true card with a death card under it. So it's like as somebody was hoping or wishing, or they got their wish that there would be some type of transformation at NASA, some type of change, some type of big change there. So something has changed. According to the card, something has changed with this NASA.
I also feel with the 9 of Cups aspected with the Death card that it's what people wanted. People wanted, to land on the moon. That was our wish. We've looked at the
Yeah.
moon for centuries and stuff, but I'm just not sure that actually happened.
Right. I
and-
think because of this, what we'll say space wars and the Cuba Missile Crisis and everything else, it was probably maybe even just a distraction from other things that were even going on, that they threw it together maybe,
Mm.
Makes
And
sense.
with that,
So
with that 5 of Pentacles, that's an interesting one on the first card down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again,
That would be NASA. Yeah.
again, that could be that distraction thing, yeah.
So you have the 6 of Swords in the near future. I mean, I guess we're not really talking about past, present, future, but still with the Kachina knife spread that you did, the 6 of Swords information is probably going to start coming out about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
And with the 2 of Wands and the Death card is like if we're just looking on safely, it's not there yet for truth to come out exactly. But I even get the sense like there's a transformation happening within NASA. Is it going to be used for a different purpose in the near future?
That could be the Phoenix on the Death card.
And
Yeah.
I also feel with that 2 of Wands, and especially 2 of Wands in this deck rather than in the thingamajig, the Rider-Waite deck.
Rider-Waite.
Yeah, I feel that 2 of Wands is kind of indicating, yes, there is a way into space and maybe to the moon, maybe on a frequency level, but not on a physical level like we've been told. That's what I get with that 2 of Wands
Mhm.
card there. It's like beam me up, Scotty, almost.
Mhm.
It's accentuating the sun, which is interesting,
Yeah.
rather than the moon. So
Oh yes, that's interesting for sure.
What do you guys think about the 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck? But
Bob is really good at looking at the bottom of the deck, I think. But what I got from it is that we're at the 11th hour. Something is about to shift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought too.
And that backs up that 6 of Swords with information coming out.
Mhm.
Moving out of choppy waters, going into calm water. So and swords are thoughts and words. So information is coming out. Death card, 2 of Wands, even the 2 of Wands going into new territory as well. The Death card changing and switch. So it looks like that something has actually, I don't know.
already changed.
Do they still have the same bosses out there? I don't know.
Yeah. Are there any clarifiers we want to pull for this NASA spread? Any more clarifiers? Or are we?
I think we could do a whole show on NASA,
We
really.
probably could, couldn't we?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Probably could.
yeah.
That
That might be a fun show.
That would be great. That'd be epic, wouldn't it? All right, let's move it on then. So I was watching Graham, I'm gonna say Graham Norton then, that's not right. Graham Hancock talking about the brain is failing me.
Well, it's early. It's early for you.
His series on Netflix is basically him just saying that humans have been around for a lot longer than what we're being told, and he's talking about an apocalyptic event that happened around the world and at the same time as Noah and his ark happened. And of course, the Bible talks about Noah and his ark, but apparently many cultures, there's also this other great flood. So let's ask, has there been a great flood like the Noah ark situation? Should we just start at the plain one like that, and then we can ask further questions perhaps? Are you pulling, Bob? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So how I would like to frame the question is what we know as Noah's Ark, that's written in the Bible. What we know as Noah's Ark and the flood, did that really occur with Noah and the flood and his ark? So we're looking for yes, we're looking for soft yes, we're looking for maybe not. Could be a seven of swords, it could be anything. So let's see so what we know as Noah's Ark and the flood, did that actually happen?
Have either of you seen Graham Hancock's stuff that he does on Netflix?
No.
He at the moment he's going to the Americas, and he found this really interesting place. I think it was in the New Mexico desert, and he found fossilized footprints that were, God, I can't remember how many thousands of years old. I'm going to say at least 13,000, because the old theory was that humans walked across the Bering Strait, and then they walked down through Alaska and then down Canada, down that way. But basically what these fossils show is that didn't happen, that people were around way longer than this migration that they're talking about. Lynn has just popped out. Let me just
You're going to connect to see the cards?
Yeah, I'm just going to do it a slightly longer way than Lynn would.
Well, as long as we get there.
No. Stop working. Does anyone have oh,
There she
sorry,
is.
Lynn, you're back. Sorry, I've got technical problems on my phone. Hold on. All right, so was there a great flood across the world? Was that your question?
No. That's not how I asked it. I said what we know as Noah's Ark and the flood, as it's written in the Bible, as what we know as Noah's Ark and the flood around the world. Is that really, did that really happen? Did it actually really happen? So they got a soft yes.
Yeah.
It's a soft yes.
And we have the sun as well.
Got the sun. So what do you think, the sun was shining that day? I mean,
I think that's a big fat yes, though, isn't it?
Yeah. And the high priestess, there's we don't really, there's more to it than what we know. So it did happen to a certain extent. So Noah was part of that, and but it probably didn't happen exactly like how we were taught it was.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kaila?
Yeah, I agree with you, especially with the hanged man in the past and the high priestess and the outcome. I think that there's some information there that's true generally, but the details, there's some stuff missing, and they need to look at it in a different way. Some secrets, some hidden stuff missing about the whole story.
Mm.
Lynn?
No, I agree. I agree with what you guys are saying. I think this could be another whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, yeah. Hey, hey, what do you think of that bottom row? I'm almost getting that. The reason why we got a soft yes is because there was a really big flood, and Noah was there with it, but some people got to higher land. You see that two wands?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
hard getting up. It was hard doing it. It's hard
Mhm.
to actually work it out. But some people actually got to higher land, so not everybody got flooded out that wasn't on the ark.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and with that 10 of wands, it was hard. It was a hard because there were probably weren't many people left. It was a hard graft to kind of get back to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they had to climb up. They had to
yeah.
climb up to higher ground.
Well, no, not even just that. I mean, after the flood, receded, you've only got a small percentage of people up on this higher ground. It's going to be hard
Yeah,
work to get back to, normal life, as it were.
yeah, yeah. And it's right under the sun, so it's like we survived this, but there's hard work for us to do and to get back to normality, I guess. But I really get that some people went to higher ground.
Yeah.
You want to pull
Mhm.
clarifiers on it, Barbara, just to clarify for sure? Did people get to higher ground
Okay.
during this flood?
Okay, I did get a major arcana, which is the Wheel of Fortune,
Yeah.
and I got the Two of Cups. So it looks
Because
like some people didn't.
because I remember Jay Snip4 was talking about this a few months ago. He was talking about that he wanted to buy somewhere, but it had to be inland. It had to be away from the coast because of potential flooding, because that's going to happen in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, he's referring to our whole United States, and it's probably going to be around the world, all of our coastlines changing.
Yeah. 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 All right. Good. Let's pull on one more question. So there's been a video released this week, which came out of the government UFO conference, I guess, showing MH370 being circled by UFOs and then disappearing into a portal, it looks like. Do you have that video handy, Lynn, by any chance? We can show that because that's a very interesting. Yeah, here we go. So it looks like the plane is kind of on a bit of a descent. It doesn't look like the plane's particularly happy at that point. And then you've got UFOs which appear. Yeah, there we go. Which circle. And they're circling the plane. And then I think it's on the other side of this cloud.
Do you know what I just noticed, Ally?
What?
Like you were saying, that plane was on a descent, and it's like as soon as they started circling it, it flattened
out, right? Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's like
they were helping prevent it from crashing, maybe.
Yeah, it was like it it sorted out its energy, right? So whatever problem this plane is having. Yeah.
Oh
It's
my gosh, it just disappeared.
it's almost like
Wow.
it's almost like what I feel. I feel like the bad guys wanted this plane to crash because of people that are on it. And then when it started to happen, these UFOs or whatever they are basically came in and saved the day and took it somewhere else. I don't know.
Well, that's what we pulled on
Yeah.
before with it that the plane was actually saved. I think
Yeah,
it was supposed to, and it
Ooh.
definitely looks like
Yeah.
the way it was descending in this, that definitely.
Yeah, because we, if you're a regular to this channel, you will know that we pulled upon this. I can't remember how long ago, but we did, and we basically said that the plane, everyone is safe, and they are somewhere. They are off planet somewhere, but they're safe. But they will come back. It just has to be the right time. So our question now, with the release of this video, which is all very interesting, is will more truth come out about MH370 now that this has been released? Is this kind of like a way for us to learn a little bit more? Who wants to pull on this?
I'm sorry, which flight was this?
MH370.
What is that? Is that a military plane or?
Malaysian
the
flight,
Malaysian
no.
airline.
Malaysian
Remember the
flight.
one that
Oh, that was a
disappeared and
The
they
one
saw
in
crash?
2014. Yeah.
Oh, this is the famous flight. Now,
Yeah.
so I'm wondering why it came out so after 10 years, this video.
Exactly.
And another
Exactly.
thing, who was filming that? And they weren't moving.
It was apparently was attached to was it attached to a satellite or something, they were
They
saying?
said they were talking, it came out about some whistleblower talking about low orbit satellites. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's like literally impossible with the kind of technology we have now that nobody saw where that plane ended up, right?
100%.
So
100%.
a whistleblower apparently came out with some information and this video was leaked or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely looked like that plane went through a portal.
Yeah.
It was like the portal opened up, took them
Yeah.
where they needed to go.
It took the UFOs with them too.
Yeah.
So what did Redacted say? The video from Redacted, you were watching out on Redacted, right? That was the guy from
I think that was
Redacted.
on something. I think that was on something else. I don't think that was on this, was it?
I thought I
No,
saw
not
him.
the one that you showed. It was
I was
on
just
Redacted
scrolling through
too.
to find it, Barbara. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it looked like when you closed it, he
No,
was
it
like,
wasn't necessarily a part of it.
But apparently
Mm.
Redacted, I only saw last night. I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, but there's a lot more information coming out now. And there's a lot more theories about it. Now, I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go, what is true or not, but we'll see.
So should we pull on, are we likely to find out more information about MH370? Should we say in the next 6 months? Say? Who wants to pull on that one?
Go for it, Ally.
Okay. So will we find out more about MH370 in the next 3 months? The truth about MH370, not another limited hangout of hanging out with rubbish, but the truth. I feel for the families, because they haven't been able to put this to bed, have they? You know.
Exactly.
You know, no planes been found. You know,
They've
it's
probably all been declared dead by now, because don't they have to normally wait 7 years when there's no bodies in this, that, and the other? I think
guess
the
so.
typical insurance thing, typically here in the
Right.
States anyway, is, I don't know what it would be in Malaysia or wherever the flight came from, but I'm sure they've proclaimed them all deceased by now.
Ooh. That's really something to see that video there.
yeah, it's crazy, right? Crazy. Okay.
Where did y'all find that video? Who found that video?
It was on Twitter. I think it, yeah, like I say, it was after, you know, that UFO conference that they had the other day. These are really interesting cards. We've got the world card. I mean, if that's not a portal, I don't know what is.
True.
How was the question?
Will we know the truth about MH370 in the next 6 months? Now, I don't remember what cards we pulled on MH370 last time, but I do remember, wasn't it the Two of Wands that we had, that they were safe and they were looking out from a position of safety? I don't know. We're
Quite possibly.
we're gonna have to look back on that, aren't we? the Emperor in the background. Do we get that? So this is a white hat kind of good guys looking after it. Interesting that we're going to have like, there's going to be, we've got a couple of dodgy cards at the bottom, haven't we? We've got that
Yes.
strategy card, the 7 of Swords. We've got the 5 of Cups, you know, some sadness, and we got the Hierophant, who can be very deep state in all of this.
Yeah, it's
That's kind
badly
of
aspected
reminding me
too.
of our original draw that, you know, the Hierophant, the bad guys wanted to sink it strategically. I think the white hats saved them. And I remember us drawing that the people were disappointed because at one point, I think we drew at one point, we thought that they were going to come back, but something happened that they still
Yes.
have to stay in hiding or something like that. So that may be the disappointment that we're showing again here. Like that's still
Yeah.
coming through.
So it's not quite looking like in the next 6 months, and it's because the strategy is at play, and it has to do with keeping something away from those evil actors. And there was even talk, I think the one thing I did hear was there was a theory that there was something on that plane, some sort of technology or expertise that
I
the
was just
bad
going to
guys
ask if there were
wanted.
anybody on that plane that they needed to get rid of. Because
I
remember,
don't know what it was exactly about,
Yep.
but I did hear something about some kind of technology that was wanted by, you know, many people.
Yeah, I remember I read the same recently, and I mean there's all that stuff about gold as well. There was that theory about gold being sent around the world. I can't remember. It was very confusing story, that one, but yeah. But have a look at the clarifiers. We've got the Strength card, we've got the 10 of Cups, and we've got the 7 of Pentacles. I think it's interesting to note the Queen of Pentacles in the middle. It makes me feel that these guys on the plane, they're safe.
and they may even still be on the Earth plane with it being Pentacles too.
Yeah.
They may be hidden someone here on Earth. I think with your clarifiers, I think it's all going to come out and we're all going to be stronger for knowing, you know.
That the Emperor could have been somebody important that was on the plane too.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ally, you want to pull a couple more clarifiers and see if the reason for this was because of someone, or I would start with, was there someone on the plane that the Cabal maybe wanted to get rid of? Yeah,
that's a yes. That's a yes. Yeah, absolutely. There was something was going to, you know, scupper them in some ways. But yeah, I mean, what kind of
we know they like to do plane crashes to get rid of people.
Oh yes.
We have the 7 of Pentacles there. Do you think that gives us a timeline? Because I mean, the Pentacles are slow moving. That could be anything from 7 months to 7 years, couldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that could just depend on how we all, how everything comes out and where they figure they can bring them out.
Yeah. And it's asking us to surrender to the whole process. There's a reason behind it with that 10 of Swords.
Yep.
I mean, you could say that the world, as the world is in that middle row, you could say that is a yes to the question of will we know something within 6 months, or it could be more towards that portal aspect. But I think I completely agree with what you guys are saying. It depends. It depends, because there's lots of fishy stuff that's happening. I think we have to be in the right frame of mind. I think there's going to be a lot of more truths coming out before this one comes out.
Yeah.
Any more comments on that, or we're good? Should we do Lynn's 2-week ball? Should we do it?
Sounds good.
Let's see what the next 2 weeks are going to be in store. Got in store for us. Is this what the next 2 weeks have in store, or how do we navigate, Lynn? What did you ask?
Kind of whatever they want, whatever our higher selves, our guides want us to know about the next couple of weeks. So I'm not necessarily seeing advice so much as I'm seeing maybe the possibilities of things being revealed.
Okay.
How are you guys? I'll let you guys go start.
So we've got the 9.
Go ahead, Ally.
So I was just going to read them out. So we've got the nine of coins. We've got which is the 9 of pentacles. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. We've got the 5 of cups. We've got the 3 of swords and the Hermit there. And then I can't see the top row.
Waiting.
Waiting. Yeah.
And then
Aren't we all?
an occupation, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is basically like another waiting card too.
Waiting.
Yep. Well, yep. And this is typically a death card. And the devil.
And the dice at the bottom?
Oh, right here.
Barb, what did you get?
Yeah, I got a lot of waiting. I got the waiting coins, like I believe there's like because they're waiting and there are coins underneath. I believe there's like a group of people who are waiting for the petrodollar or some type of financial crash or something like that. You know how when there's sort of a economic crisis, there's also people that cash in. So it's like waiting for the coins almost. And then the same thing is happening with others that don't have those types of investments. So they're kind of like working and being really frugal right now because it's almost like subconsciously they know something's up. So, and then the waiting lady and the 5 of cups, I keep getting this restless, impatient wait period for some reason. So what are we waiting for? You know, the Egyptian horse head, I think that's the Egyptian horse head and the mummy. And even the mummy's waiting. The mummy can't take the anticipation anymore. So there's like I see there's like, and then I see the dice underneath. There's like a lot of chatter about this anticipation, what's to come, regarding what I think is kind of like a financial thing. So okay, so I see shining. So now what's shining? Is it the sun? Is it the metals that people like metal investments? Is it gold? What is it that's shining? And then I see so it's almost like a good versus evil type thing going on with all this. It's almost like we're waiting for these two to go battle, the devil and the hermit, because the hermit almost looks godly in this deck. And so kind of like as a summary, I get there's an anticipation for like a final battle to happen in order for something to change in the economic or financial system. So in other words, I feel like we're at kind of like at the Roman Colosseum with the gladiators, and the final games are just starting to begin. You know, with everybody waiting around, it's like, oh, I can't take it anymore. Let's get to it. So it's like a battle going on. That's what I got from it. So. The three of swords is like, I love that. She's tired of waiting there. I'm sorry, Ellie, go ahead.
I also get with that occupation card in there, in between the waiting, is to make sure that you are, yes, we're kind of waiting, if you like, but not to be idly waiting, to make sure that you've got something you're doing that's useful for the greater good. Yeah. So making sure we're using our time wisely and not just, I don't know, hanging our hat on waiting for other things to happen.
Sitting on your laurels. Sitting on your laurels.
Exactly.
You're sitting in those trucks. The lorries. Trucks. Stop sitting in that truck. Get out.
Kaila, go with, if Allie's done.
Yeah, go on.
Pretty much similar message. Waiting, sort of being in between worlds is what I'm seeing. Taking things slowly and carefully and keeping occupied is what most people are doing, but there's a sense of being aware of time, waiting to see where things go, waiting for messages and information to come out. Some disappointments and waiting with bated breaths, but there is hope. With those 2 of cups, and the sun is illuminating on on the Five of Cups. So I noticed that sun in the Five of Cups coming through and shining light on those two cups in the window. So it's like giving hope then. It brings to mind the US election and this time in between where people are waiting to see what happens before and during the inauguration. It even shows possible unexpected news or not very good news, heartbreak, pain, suffering, and even a death or ending coming to the forefront with that coffin card. I see the need to use our spiritual eyes to perceive and discern things, as there will be lots of talk and chatter, but the time has come that we move above and see beyond what is depicted on the world stage. So whatever is coming, though, I see shining a light on the devil energy that has been working behind the scenes and even in plain sight to our detriment, and that a lot of people are still blinded to. So that's the basic message that I got.
And when I actually pulled the cards, the first thing with the waiting and the occupation and the gold coins, obviously, I was thinking it was referencing the crash that we're all waiting for. But now that you highlighted the gold on the Five of Cups, interesting, Barbara, how you were saying something shines as a gold or silver. I would say gold from this pull. But immediately when I saw the Death card and the Three of Swords and then the Devil and the Hermit, I thought of J. Snip 4's dream of the potential helicopter or plane crash with Trump on board. But that I instantly felt like, yes, that's what the cabal wanted to plan, but I believe the intergalactics have it under control. And that's why the Hermit card is there to shine the light for everybody, to let them know that everything will be okay.
I also get I also get with the sun on the two cups in the Five of Cups is it's almost like a Four of Cups, that one, you know. We're so concerned about the three cups that are on the floor, we're not really looking at those two beautiful golden cups that are on the windowsill, and to not worry about what's going on with the whether the crash is going to happen or not, because we've still got these two lovely golden cups, and that could be in reference to anything. That could be in reference to ourselves, that could be in reference to nature, it could be in reference to family, like anything like that. And to not, you know, I think she's sad because of like all the waiting, as it were, but to concentrate on those Two of Cups, because just you say we've got those iffy cards, haven't we? We've got the Death, the Devil, the Three of Swords, and the Five of Cups, which is not a particularly great card, but you know, to look at the sun peering through the window, as it were.
Right, and I think that's highlighted with the Hermit card being the last card, and it's like if he's shining that light on that path, it's like he's showing you that way through it all. So there is positivity.
It's going to be an interesting end to the year for sure. Let's see what it brings. All right, have you got a song for us, Bob?
Yeah, we're all going to sing together today.
Are we?
Yeah, because we're
okay, I have a kind of croaky voice today, but we'll try.
Okay, are you all ready?
Are we, hang on, are we your backing singers? Are we the shooby-dooby-doops to your...
You're going to sing together with me right now. Ready?
Okay. All right.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. No, okay, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We're going to sing Because I'm Happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like happiness is. Because we need some happiness, right?
Yeah, we
For
do.
sure.
And by the way, nobody was singing with me.
I was humming.
Lynn, you were singing.
I was hoping you would notice.
I was humming and sort of jigging my shoulders.
Was it Kaila? You said
I was hoping you would notice. I am a little croaky. Had the cold this last week.
I thought I heard something of ribbit.
Oh yeah, that was probably me.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. That's actually that's a different type of sound for singing. That's for sure. I've heard some of those before. The ribbit singers.
All right.
Just call it Barbara and the Ribbits.
Ah,
Is that like the old
Oh.
Budweiser frogs?
Oh yeah, ooh, that was back in the day. When was that?
Mm.
That was a good commercial.
Was that 90s, maybe early 90s, when they used to have good commercials for the Super Bowl?
Wow, they used to have the coolest commercials. I mean,
Yep.
and I haven't watched the Super Bowl
You
in a
didn't
long
care
time.
if it was
So
playing. You all wanted to watch. You wanted to watch. You didn't care if it was a good game half the time if the commercials were
you
good.
wanted to see those commercials. And but I haven't watched the Super Bowl in a long time, so I don't know what they're giving now. I don't know what's.
Oh, the
Just
commercials
so-
have been so horrible. Remember that stupid, what was that Mountain Dew thing where it was
oh
something
yeah.
monkey baby something? That was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everything
who they
Mountain Dew is
college?
weird.
Was it college students making these up now? Like I don't know who makes those who designs those commercials. I mean, not that I have anything against college students. You know, I was a college student myself before, but it's different. Different times. It's a new day.
Right, guys, great show, really interesting stuff. And for everybody watching, if you like our content, if you thought that what we did today was fun, please like, share, and subscribe, and stick a little comment because we kind of like your comments. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye, guys.
Bye,
See you later.
everyone.